Everybody wants a love relationship. Everyone wants to experience love at least once in a lifetime. Some of us easily fall in love at first sight. Some fall in love multiple times. On a lighter note, some individuals are prone to falling in love every second day, every week, every month, or at least they feel that they have been smitten by someone. The Cupid's arrow just keeps chasing and striking them. And on the other hand, there are people who take a long time to fall in love. Relationship development for them is a slow process, and it is only with time that they suddenly realize one fine day or in the middle of the night that they are well and truly in love with someone. No matter which category you fall into, there is no denial that love enriches our lives and that everyone desires a true love relationship which stands the test of time. It is through love and marriage that we fulfill one of the glorious purposes of life itself, which is to ensure continuity of our species and to make the journey of our life worth it. Love and marriage are two separate yet one word, and the words love marriage is music to many ears. The prospect of love marriage sounds very exciting and appealing. Now, for a love marriage to take place, there has to be a love relationship first. In this video, we shall check the various combinations which makes a person easily fall in love. There are some combinations in the chart which indicates that a person is likely to get into a relationship at some stage of his life. Let's look at these combinations. The first combination is Venus in your first, fourth, fifth or seventh house. This is the first house of the chart, this is the fourth, fifth and this is the seventh house. So if you have planet Venus in either of these houses, then you are likely to have a romantic relationship in life. Venus is the planet of love and romance. When it is seated in these houses, the person is attracted towards thoughts of love and romance. The first house is our very own self, and Venus here makes a person easily prone to falling in love. The fourth house is the natural house of Moon, which is our mind and the house of happiness. Fifth house is the house of love itself. Venus seated in this house makes you interested in love relationships. The seventh house is the house of marriage and relationships. Again, Venus here makes you interested in love relationships. The second combination is the presence of the shadow planet Rahu in the fifth house or in the seventh house. Rahu is the planet of Maya and illusion. It is mysterious and makes a person easily fall in love when in these houses. It sometimes also creates an illusion of love, which means the love may not be real and only an illusionary feeling. People with these combinations also fall in love or they feel like they are in love many times, as Rahu is also limitless. Combination of love at first sight. Rahu in the fifth house or in the seventh house is also the combination of love at first sight. If this Rahu does not receive any benefic aspect or is in malefic aspects, then it can also lead to cheating in love. The other combination is Moon, again in the first, fourth, fifth or the seventh house. Moon is our mind and is also a very lustful and a seducer planet. Moon is a seducer. So when you have Moon in either of these houses, you are likely to have a love relationship or you are prone to easily falling in love. If you have a Saturn or Mars in the sign of Leo, Saturn is the natural ruler of 11th house, which is the house of our desires. So when Saturn sits in the house of Leo, then it can create a possibility of a love affair or a love relationship. Leo is the fifth house of the natural zodiac, which is the house of love and romance. And Mars is the first lord or the first house lord of the natural zodiac. Again, when Mars is seated in this sign, it can create a possibility of a love affair or a love romance. Conjunction of Mars and Venus or Moon and Venus or Rahu and Venus in any house can also provide you with a relationship. Another combination is Venus or Moon in Swati Nakshatra, Swati constellation. People in this nakshatra are artistic, are fickle minded, are good communicators. These people are rebels and like to follow their own desires. This nakshatra's lord is also Rahu, again the planet of Maya and illusion. So when Venus or Moon is in this nakshatra, then a person can fall in love. These people are also good at hiding their relationships from the world. Another combination is the presence of the first house lord in the seventh house. Supposing you are a Gemini ascendant, then your first house lord is Mercury. If Mercury is placed in the seventh house of the chart, then you can have a love relationship. Another example is supposing if you are an Aries ascendant and Mars is seated in the seventh house. So if the lord of the first house is seated in the seventh house, it can give you a love relationship. Another combination is the conjunction of the first house lord and the seventh house lord anywhere in the chart. Supposing you are a Virgo ascendant, then if Mercury and Jupiter which now becomes your seventh house lord, if they are in conjunction anywhere in the chart, be it in the first house, second, third, fourth, in any house, then also it can give you a love relationship. The presence of the first and the seventh house lord that we have spoken about, yes, the first and the seventh house lord conjunction can give you this kind of relationship. Another combination is the presence of the fifth house lord in the first house or the first house lord placed in the fifth house. Or if they exchange signs, the first house in lord is in the fifth house and the fifth house lord is in the first house, then also it can give a love affair combination. The exchange of houses between fifth house lord and seventh house lord, or if either of these lords are placed in these houses, then also it provides a love relationship. For example, if the fifth house lord is placed in the seventh house or the seventh house lord is placed in the fifth house, then also it is a sign of love relationship. If the first house lord is placed in the sign of Leo, so if you are a Scorpio ascendant and Mars is placed in the sign of Leo, this is another combination for a love relationship or for an indication of people who fall in love easily. Another combination is the Venus-Mercury conjunction anywhere in the house. It is also known as the flirt combination. Venus represents the opposite gender, females. Mercury is your communication skills, your humor, your speech. When these two combine, it can actually create a flirt combination which may not be very harmful unless it is aspected by malefics. If it is aspected by malefics, then a person can cheat in relationship, have multiple relationships in secret. These were the few combinations that I know of that indicate love relationships or a person likely to fall in love. The more the combinations you have, the more likely you are to get into a romantic relationship. Now, for some, the universe has chosen the path of love marriage, and for some, the path of arranged marriage. Whichever path that you may be on, one thing you would agree upon is that the meaning of love is a happy marriage. On this note, I would end this video here. In a separate video, I shall be bringing combinations of love marriage, combinations that indicate possibilities of love relationships successfully converting into a love marriage. That's all from the SM Astro channel. Thank you for your time.